Hello. Love love how people are just like muted but still saying hello.
Yeah. Hello.
Hello everyone. Um cool. I think more since more people are joining in, I'll wait for like maybe a couple more minutes and then explain what we're here for. But in the meantime, let me just play us some nice timer music first. Actually, just some soundboards.
Hello.
Hey,
Hello.
hey guys. Um, whenever like the next person coming in will get a bit of an applause. We're timing for that.
Ready.
Ready? Okay, now it's not working a bit, but I think my voice will succumb first. But in any case, I think since it's we've already started. Thanks so much, guys. And since we're 42 people already, I think that deserves a bit of a woohoo for everyone. Thanks so much for joining ButterMixer. We're really excited to have you here. And it's actually our sixth one already. So it's great that this is a continuing series. And I can see a lot of both old faces and new faces who are joining us, which is always a nice sign and a nice vibe, right? And maybe to give you a bit of a background as to why we're doing this, it's essentially like a way to really like connect the community, connect the facilitation community and people coming from like UX, design, creative background, and even from learning and development to sort of cross learn from each other and inspire each other. And we actually have this as a we have this every other week, and we always invite people like Ben and Jeremy who are so super kindly joining us to actually talk about their own passions and talk about things that would be relevant to you guys in terms of improving your craft. And I think for this one, it's going to be all about designing and jazzing up slash pimping up your workshop template design. And they'll actually be taking us through, like, you guys are probably already seeing it. It's like this really awesome museum ish board that's inspired by Keith Haring. And they'll be taking us through their whole process and like what are the tips that they have so that we can also jazz up our own template design on Miro or Mural, so on and so forth, because it is an integral part of the experience when you're holding workshops. And it even allows, I mean, they can speak about this a lot more, but it actually allows people or for you to guide your participants in the workshop a lot better if your design or your templates are really well thought through and really well told. I won't go so much into details. I'll let them explain the icebreaker that they've prepared for us. But I think it's just a bit of a background for them as well. Both their combined experience are like is phenomenal when it comes to facilitation and design. So both of Ben is actually a workshop consultant and freelancer when it comes to design. Whereas and both of them are makers of virtual workshop design, which is essentially like curated boards. And I hope you guys check it out after, like curated boards that essentially help you tell a story during your workshop. Um, and Jeremy is also like the founder of Boardle.io, which is actually almost like Dribble for Dribble for templates and for people who are doing sprints and such workshops. So I let them also speak for themselves and maybe take us through the icebreaker. Okay, off over to you guys.
Thank you very much. It was great.
Okay,
So
cool. Can everyone hear
let's
them?
go to
Okay,
the
awesome.
yeah. Okay, so hi guys, and thank you for coming. And we see many people that we already know, other that we don't know yet, but we are happy to see you anyway. And yeah, we prepared this first icebreaker. We created it for this event actually, and it's about the tools that you like to use. So if you check on the bottom of the first space, and maybe Jeremy can drive you through the navigation, you will see that you have a lot of icons that you probably recognize. And the idea is to take 5 of them, one for design, one for social network, planification, OS, and your Visio conference tool, favorite one, and find the guy somewhere, and you will see 5 slots, and just put them here so we can see what kind of people we have and the tools that you like. We have maybe 4 minutes left for this. I hope it's enough. If you have questions, don't hesitate. And I hear myself somewhere. see Philip has a question. Jessica.
I was wondering, are the design tools locked? I think the icon groups. Oh, never mind. We can take them from the right. My bad. Never mind. I got it.
No
Awesome,
problem.
awesome. Thanks. But guys, if any of you have any questions, just feel free to also pipe up with a Q reaction so we know if you have a question. It's really, really nice to see everyone moving in the board.
Especially
I'm
with
a
the
bit
music.
biased. Ah, that's awesome. I couldn't, I hope the whole soul vibe, jazzy vibe fits everyone. If you have any specific requests later during party time, do let me know. Like, feel free to drop them in the chat.
Oh no.
Sorry, Tanya, I had to put you on mute for a bit. Oh, I think that is it. That's time's up, guys. Everyone seems to be all right already. Okay, cool, cool. You guys want to take it on? Wait, let me move it to the next one.
Thank you. It was awesome.
Thanks, everyone. Thanks, everyone, for joining. Okay, that's our. I'll be playing DJ for you guys and really just giving the mic to both Ben and Jeremy. I'll stop now. Okay.
Okay, so now I will walk you through the first part, which is we are in the workshop template museum, the entrance hall on the right of this exercise. And so this is just about, we wanted to speak about why and when should you do template design. And maybe the first thing, just in case I hear myself twice, I don't know if it's normal. But anyway, it's fine.
Maybe switching the
And
audio echoing. You're using headphones, right?
yeah,
Cool, cool.
I think it's okay. Sorry. Yeah, so why and when? So, well, in our opinion, I guess we would say all the time for the when. But of course, if you're running, for example, a design sprint, you might not try to make a heavy board like the Hanami one that you can see in the level 3. So it really depends of your workshop, of course, but we would say every time. So we see basically 3 levels for the workshop design, which is the collaborative classic one that you can find on any Miro or Mural template. You know, this one, I think at least. The white one with stickies and some rows and column. This is very basic, like an Excel spreadsheet. After, you can go to the level 2, which is kind of branded board, I would say. So here you try to adapt the brand guideline of your client or your company. So in that case, it was for IKEA, but it's a fake workshop, I have to say. But yeah, you get the idea. It's blue and yellow. So you try to play with this. And if you want, you can even play with Figma or Sketch or that kind of tools to create maybe some shape that you cannot find in Miro or Mural. This is like the level 1 of Pimp My Workshop, I would say. And then we have the board that we are making on virtual design. It's story-told board, I would say, or that kind of stuff that you can see. So this Hanami is a board that I made for an event in Japan, but I think it's a bit heavy for design sprint, I would say, but this is the level we want to reach for many boards. And we will show you later other boards that we created. And this, it can help people stay engaged and interested in the activity. And yeah, that's basically it. I have more information about how to use them. So it can be for gamification. So you can create a new feature on your workshop with these custom boards. You can help participants understand the flow. So when you design some board, you can really improve the UX of the participant for your workshop. And also you can create new things that you didn't think of, maybe a water cooler for your company, a space to, like for virtual retreat, remote. You can do many things if you go on custom boards. So yeah, that's my first part. And I will give you the lead to Jeremy now.
So hi, so are you ready to enter in the museum? We are going to have a guided tour of the workshop for the workshop museum. So in the first part, we are going to see what is the different layout you can have on the whiteboard app in general. Like Sheska said, that I am the founder of Bordel, so I saw a lot of board in Miro, Mural, Klaxon, and all the different whiteboards. And so I made a classification of different layout. How do you organize your whiteboard? And so you have 7 layout to use in thanks for the French accent. So yes, you have 6 or 7 layout. So the first one is the most classic layout. It's the horizontal layout. It's more for a beginner, like you just have to follow to the left to right. Each activity have to write, and then after you have the more vertical layout. For that, I like to say that it's more like a PowerPoint layout, because in the PowerPoint it's always you are always going down to the activity and go for that. After you have the like the agenda layout, because it's nice to use it when you plan like a design sprint or something like that, and you have many days. You have several days to manage. For the first column, you put all the activity of the first day, and then you have the day 3. The day 2, you put all the activity of the day 2, and go through all the agenda for that. So it's like more agenda, a week agenda. So it's nice to use this kind of layout. It's quite similar. You have the left to right layout. It's a mix between horizontal and agenda. You can have all the activity of the first day in the first line, and the day 2 you have the second line with all the activity of the day 3. But we have like two other type of layout. I really like it because both of centric and layout and storytell layout. I like the centric layout because it's really useful when you work on something special. For example, if you are working on a process or how do you say, on prototype, you can put all the prototype at the center, and you can have all the activity or all the different activity you have to do around the centric, and the main stuff to discuss is at the center, and it could be nice to do that. If needed, I can share you. I think Sandy Lam create a good centric layout like that. But for sure, what we prefer at a virtual workshop design is the storytell layout. It's like you just invent all a journey to your user and just go through different activity in some space. But yes, like the museum here, we just go through all the museum, and you have all the activity for that. And last, you have the freestyle layout for sure, but it's quite strange for that. If you're okay, I can propose 2 exercises about the layout. Just one exercise. I am really interested about what is your favorite layout? What do you use in your daily life when you have a workshop? What is the one you use the most? So yes, Jessica, I think we can go for the tool. Cool.
Oh wow, everyone's. I like how it looks very leaderberry, like people are just. That's amazing. Thanks, please. Wow. Story tool.
It's a game between storytell and horizontal one. Yes. Yeah, the horizontal one is one of the easiest way for sure. And it's quite nice when you have like 5 or 6 activity.
Yeah, I think I'm more familiar as well with the horizontal one. But,
yes.
Yeah.
A lot of people use the horizontal one.
I think we have quite majority of the people already voted. We still just have 5 people who have not voted. Let's give them a couple more seconds. If not, okay. I think we have a bit of a pulse check already. I'll end this poll now, guys. Okay, cool. And it's story told. Cool. I mean, let's close this down now. Cool.
Yeah. Okay. Just after, I am curious about one thing. Is like we have go through 7 different layout. Maybe, but if we have like 2 or 3 minutes, I don't know if some people have other type of layout. I don't know see if some people can have some layout. I don't know, they can just, you can just do it in this part. I bring everyone on the workshop studio if needed. But yes, if some people can take the end, or if someone wants to speak about different layout.
Yeah, you can give a try. It's your chance to make a new layout.
Yep.
If someone encountered something.
Guys, you can also, if you wanna raise your hand and like have a comment, feel free to like use the queue as well, so we can also hear you. Okay.
Yep.
Big layout is clearly a thing. Okay, cool.
So maybe for this one, we can just give 2 minutes to see if something
Yeah.
is happening, and then we can move. But yeah, I think we went through most of the layout. Huh? Oh, Philippe.
Yeah, Philippe.
Yeah, you can speak, I think, Philippe.
Yeah, sorry. Yeah, some of my workshops are more user interviews, and in order to document that, we perform multiple interviews, but we document it in one Miro file. And it's just, I think it also qualifies as the one big layout. It's gathering a lot of information, grouping, undoubling, and then prioritizing. But I wouldn't exactly know how to design it in this layout as an example.
Okay, I am really curious to see an example and see how you do it.
Sure.
And I think, yeah, sorry. And meanwhile, Jeremy, we got a question in the Miro about the centric layout. But where do we start?
It's yes, in the centric you have to define the first activity for sure. You have to design one specific activity for the first, but after you really need to have a quick access to the main activity at the center. They can switch both on the activity.
Chris also has a bit of a question. Chris?
Am I still muted?
No.
No,
You're
it's
not.
okay.
This is cool. Another option for layouts is a freelance for a company where they want you to open 3 different boards. So you have 3 different tabs open on your computer, and you have like, you'll copy and paste each activity into like the participant facing room one at a time.
Yeah.
So the participants don't get lost or confused. And then the third tab, you essentially keep record keeping or like your insights, or then like copy and pasting everything back into like records. But you almost have to have multiple facilitators for that.
Yeah. I completely agree. Yes, sometimes you have like a main board, and after you have other board to like the main board, and you have different board for different day and everything, and you have to copy paste the main output of the first day in the big piece, the main board. And yes, I forget this one, and okay, I will add it.
Having said that, horizontal forever. Still, I love horizontal.
Okay.
Okay. Thank
Maybe,
you.
Jeremy, we can continue to the next part.
Okay, so we go to the next room of the museum. Here we are going to pass through different tips. Maybe you have some, and you can give some tips. But yes, we have put like 7 or 6, 7 or 8 tips to always do when you do a whiteboard. So yes. So we will go with Ben. So one of the first thing is like it's important to humanize the participant when at the beginning of the when you are in a virtual workshop. It's important that to put like a photo of the participant on the first activity, that everybody can identify each participant for that.
Yeah, and I would say if it's not possible, you can use the emoji or anything else, but yeah, make it human. Then the next one, it's about tell a story, as we said at the beginning. And so it's really about creating a flow that is telling a story during your workshop, like step 1, 2, 3, 4. But it's not only step 1, 2, 3, 4, it's the beginning of the story, the middle, something like this. We are saying this because one of our board, it's the Alp Mountain. We created some kind of storytelling on this board, and we put it for free after, downloadable, and many people reuse it and told us that it's this storytelling part that they really enjoyed, so they could adapt their workshop project with this storytelling line, and they could make some change. So this is something, yeah, it's really nice to have. So yeah, we wanted to highlight this part.
Yeah. After, it's not like a real tips, but it's important to put to indicate all the instructions at each activity. But one thing I really like to remember is like, if you have the instruction at the top of your activity, don't hesitate to repeat the instructions near the action. Maybe if you have like a vote system or something like that, you have the people have to put like a small circle or something like that. Always repeat the instruction near the action where they have to do it.
Yeah, and provide a summary area. Yeah, it's often during design sprint, for example, after each day, you would have a space on the board to get all the things that were created during your sprint day, or for any kind of workshop, especially if you have the workshop on several days, to keep a space on your whiteboard where you put everything that you created. And yeah, I think it's this. Maybe Jeremy, you meant also something else with this summary area? Or?
No, it's like a facilitator. It's important to, like you said, to prepare like a summary box for the next day. They don't have to come back to the other one. Yes, someone have to raise something.
No, I think we were. Did anyone have a question?
Oh no,
There
I was
is
just saying that I love parking lot zones. It's just like this is, you need this. This is important.
Yeah.
Sorry, no question here.
No, perfect. Yes, so it's important, and to have like a parking lot zone. There are always some ideas that you have to put somewhere, and so it's important to have it. For example, we didn't do it for this board, but normally we did it for other one.
And then yeah, just so estimate the right number of post-it. Well, usually we create already the post-it grid and try to estimate the number you're going to use. So you can design your board knowing the size of the stickies that you will need. And another one is add the agenda, of course. The agenda at the beginning, on the outline, everywhere you can put it. So add the agenda, and for you as a facilitator, also get an agenda for you also. So you can follow participant at one, and you have one with more detail, of course. Yeah.
So just for your information, you can retrieve all the tips in this article. It's one from Bordel. One last tip before, it's very important. It's always to plan a backup because okay, Mural and Miro are great, but sometimes they can just crash, and so you have to plan a backup like on Google Slide or somewhere else. But it's important to when you have an important workshop to plan this. If we have some minutes, maybe you can in this part just put some of the tips you have.
maybe we could put like 2 minutes. And Jessica,
Yeah.
do you have some music for this?
Yes, I have. Actually, like while the music's playing as well, like I'd love
Okay.
to know a bit, maybe, like how because a lot of times we hear challenges on like people getting confused within the boards. How do you usually avoid that?
What?
The thing is, like, it's really important to have a clear way on the board, like to, for example, if you have a horizontal layout, you always put in just up to the activity when you have this this activity, like between 6 and 6 p.m. And 7 p.m. or you always to have like some how do you say a repère in English? Sorry.
I don't know, like mark or something.
Yes,
like this,
you always
can
to have to put some mark about timing. That's they always have to don't lost in the board. The board have to be like a really a clear way to through your
navigate.
workshop. Yes.
Okay.
I think I would say Jeremy say it in French usually, but it's self-explanatory kind
Yes.
of. So
Yes.
even almost without facilitator, you could follow the process kind of.
Exactly.
Of
And
course, you need a good facilitator, but technically you could understand the flow without.
yes,
Yeah.
it's like it's a way like Ben says that it's self. What
Like
is it?
self-discover,
Self-explanatory.
Yes, self-explanation. But the thing is, like, the board have to, if the video conference just crash or something like that, the board have to be self-explain that the activity can take even
place.
without the video conference.
That's
Like,
a really good.
if, for example, if Butter just crash,
Let's
no,
hope
no,
not.
no, it's never crashed.
No.
Let's touch wood.
Yeah,
But I think that's a super good tip almost. Okay. Like since we spent a bit of probably like more than a minute, I'll just put the
Yeah.
timer on for 1 minute for everyone. Okay, I think that's our time.
yes, thank
No
you.
no worries.
Just I love the lock everything. Like at the beginning, I forget to lock on the parking zone. Yes, it's a good one, and I like the. I just have yes, avoid using too many height resolution picture in the board. It's very important, and I think Mural and Miro make some great progress about performance. But yes, it's important. One of the tips I used to say is like, but I no, it's not the case. But the one is use inside in house image of Mural or Miro and not external image. But normally, no, it's quite okay for that. Thank you for all the tips. We can continue with the visit. So here we are going through how we design our board. I think Ben, do you want to tell it or?
Yeah, I
go
can
further?
start. So this is the one of the Alp Mountain templates. It was actually an onboarding template. The participant could come here before the real workshop to practice and to use it. to learn how to use Mural. As some people said in the tips, it's better to have a place to practice first, of course, and before the workshop, it's even better. So basically, we used a lot of shapes from Mural, which is the triangle, the square, the circle. If you can see, we just use one picture, like illustration from an outside resource, and then we build it around this picture. Because of course, if you want to make the nice Alp picture that you can see everywhere on the board, it's going to take a lot of time. So we didn't do this, but you can use the shape from Mural to make some design, I would say. And use a lot of the icon, as Jeremy said, like the guy who is doing ski, for example. You have a lot of icons in Mural and Miro, so use it. It's very useful and powerful. And even for the steps during this workshop, we use like a cable car from the icon library and that kind of stuff. So really use these, what you can use within the tools, like Mural or Miro, to create your story. And it's going to be great, I guess. And for the external resource, I think we are going to speak about it just after. But yeah, if you download from a place, illustration, photo, whatever, really all the time use a tool to make it smaller, like compress PNG or whatever. If you do this all the time, your board is going to perform much better, really. It's you should do all the time. Do you want to add something on the Alp, Jeremy, maybe before I go to the?
No, you just say everything. So yes, perfect.
Okay.
We had a lot of fun to build it, and yeah. I think it was a great success because we built it 1 month ago on February, and everybody just wants only one thing: go skiing. And so yes, yeah. we had a lot of people that I am going to ski in your board. It's perfect.
I just saw before the second board some question in the chat. So ideal size of a board, it's hard because it really depends of what you put inside. Just you should take a basic sticky as a mark as well to know the scale of the things, to not be too big if you don't need, not be too small. But the size is really hard to say. It really depends on what you put inside, and if you want different level of view, like zoom level, for example, or this is really changing. But how long does it take? It really depends. Sometimes it takes a couple of hours. Sometimes it can take 1 week. It depends on the iteration. If you run tests with people for your user test for workshop, I would say. And for the compressing the image, I was just saying, if you use external image or illustration to create board, each time you put something on the board before, use a compressing tool. Because if you start to have a lot of elements that are not compressed, if it's like 1, 2, 3 mega, it's already too much. Try to maybe have 100 kilo or 300 kilo or something like this. Usually it does the job and it loads much faster, actually. And I prefer Mural, but Jeremy is more Miro. So.
No, both are great, and yeah, both have their own advantage. Like Miro is like, I think I'm not. I will. Miro is on my side. I prefer it to design stuff. Mural is more complicated about designing with the icon, with the form. Miro it's a little bit more easy to do it, but both have great stuff to do. And when you are a facilitator, you have to use both depending of the customer. So you have to be well.
Yeah. So for the second board, I just quickly, Larissa, there is no way so far that I know that you can check the total weight of your board. So just go one by one on your asset. I don't know if there is a way to know the full size of the board, but maybe someone knows, so let me know, and I will ask them soon also. So for this Cherry Blossom board, so there was one thing I tried that people really liked. I wanted to put micro animation actually, and in these tools you can only make animation with GIF technology, and so I made GIF like a squirrel running or a bird making circle in the sky, that kind of stuff. So here obviously you cannot see it, but there are a few things like this moving on the board, and also we got great feedback about this animation. So really try to use all the things you have on hand, like GIF. I would not think of GIF for doing this at the beginning, but if you put a video, it's not going to play or it's not nice, you have to click. But you can make nice micro animation like this with the GIF. And then it's Jeremy's board.
Yes, it was, to be honest, it was one of my first board. I create like a story tell board. It was quite fun because it was fun because I only use Miro form. I only use round and emoji from Miro. And yes, it was quite fun to do it. Like I create just a small world with different island and everything. And yes, he is now available in Miroverse, I think. So you can easily try it for sure. It's like a little game. It's a little game, and we use this theme for a big event with 200 people, like an icebreaker with 200 people, and it was quite fun. Everybody loved it, so it was quite fun. Yeah, so yes, if needed, yeah, go. Fine.
No, I think we are going to the Q&A after, but you can finish if you.
Yeah, just we only put some three type of board, but if you want to see more of our work, you can go just in virtualworkshop.design, and you will see like we design like I designed lately a Captain theme board, like onboarding on Miro, and yes. So go for the Q&A question.
So either you can write your question or you can use Butter tools to ask a question, as Cheska said already. So feel free to put question.
Yeah,
Or in
either
the
way,
chat.
guys, whatever works for you. But I think before that, like, super thanks, guys. That's a lot of tips. Thank you so much for sharing those and taking us through the like super intricately designed boards. It's really lovely, and I also like echo one of the questions. How long do you guys spend in doing these? It's just like mind blowing how much effort goes into it.
I think we can take some examples. For example, for this one, for the museum, I think on my side I took like 6 hours, so 2, and on Ben's side I don't know.
Yes,
That's
some
really
4 hours maybe.
Yeah,
something like this.
yes,
super
it's like
good.
2 or 3 day works.
You guys are amazing and bros. I think everyone speaks like everyone probably feels the same. It's really nice. And yeah, questions,
I'm
guys.
sure we will see many great designers for boards, I guess.
Yeah, and I
How many exercises will you include in a workshop? And
Not too much.
yeah, but it's not like the number of exercise for a workshop on my side. I think the most important is it's more how long a workshop do you spend? You cannot spend like more than 3 or may even 2 hours of workshop can be very heavy for people. So I tend to for a virtual workshop. I really advise to raise the number of asynchronous exercise before, because you can do a lot of exercise in an asynchronous way. That's, for example, if you have to design a process, everybody can work in their side before, and you have to compile everything. But yes, try to don't spend more than 2 hours in a workshop. But everybody has his opinion about that. But 2 hours or 3 hours is max for me. And for the yes.
Philippe has a question.
Yeah, it relates to the previous question. I think now that we're talking on that topic, I think it's interesting because you have, of course, multi-day workshops, and I totally agree that with after 2 hours people are done. But if you would do a multi-day workshop, and I think the performance of Miro and Mural can always be challenging. When would you say, okay, we now need to go into a separate file, or in another Miro file, for example, for performance issues? Or
so seriously, like performance are great for Miro. Like for example, we for the we had for the icebreaker event with Miro, we had like 200 people with a 2-hour workshop, and it was quite okay. It was at the limit of Miro, but yes, I think it's the limit for that. I don't know if Ben have something to say.
No, I think for performance, once I ran the design sprint here with 45 people, but it was super laggy, I would say. So yeah, it really depends of the number of people, the things on the board. But yeah, I think Miro maybe can run better with more people, but I'm not sure. And I see a question that is interesting. Actually, it's maybe you saw, Jeremy. How do you decide the level of abstraction in the scenario? How real does it need to be? I think it really depends of the your client, your company, or the users of the workshop. What is the goal of the workshop? Sometimes you can go pretty far. Sometimes they are not going to get into the scenario that you would make. So I think you really need to adapt to them. Maybe make suggestion and see how they want to run the workshop. Try to know a bit in advance. So, Jeremy, how do you?
No, it's depending of. I think the most important is the level of what you can do. Because for corporate events, like for a formal workshop, you cannot go through a real storytell board. But I like to say that for events or for like a seminar or for something like that, you have to go through a high level of storytell for that.
Yeah. How to encourage people to turn on the camera? This is always a big question.
It's strange because everybody have his opinion or something like that. But on my side, and it's the way that if you storytell a workshop, and if you have already humanized the people at the beginning of the workshop, sometimes you really don't need to turn on the camera. Sometimes you just need to have an exchange about idea and something like that, and you don't need to see people. But everybody have opinion about that. Some people say that you have to turn on the camera, it depending of the facilitator for that.
Yeah, I think there are two schools here. Really depends on the workshop, I would say. For some design sprints, sometimes it's okay if people are not with the camera on all the time. But I know some facilitators, they always ask and they motivate and they ask, take a red object and let's make a picture. That kind of stuff can help people put the camera up. Sometimes they are just lazy, or sometimes they don't want to show their place. That really depends on the situation. There are some tricks to make them to try, but you cannot force. So I don't know. I try to respect the people who doesn't want to share, but it depends of everyone.
Yeah.
How do you design for hybrid collaboration setup? And here is about when we said the board must be self-explanatory, it's even more. You try to have some content, maybe even some capsule, like, I don't know, a video tutorial or that kind of element to help people collaborate when you are not here, for example. So once we made a remote design sprint asynchronous also, asynchronous, and it went quite well, but we had to make videos, to use the Slack to speak with the people, to help them. But yeah, you just need to think, explain, over-explain, over-explain. Because if you are not here, it's hard. So yeah. I don't know if many people tried the hybrid workshop, but
I haven't on my side, for example.
Okay. Any other question?
Yeah.
I think we are good so far.
I think does everyone else have questions, or I think
we are good.
Take that as okay, cool.
So now we are Good for the last part. So here, just to finish, so we wanted to celebrate what Butter is trying to do. They are trying to build communities with this series of workshops. And they also got good news, I think, today about some raising. So we just made a party with the Meet Butter in the screen and with the music. And we just ask you to grab a little character on the left in the waiting room and bring it on the right and go on your LinkedIn profile and copy paste your URL to share with us your LinkedIn profile if you want. And so we can have a place where there's everyone and their LinkedIn. Do you want to add something, Jeremy? Or just
No, nothing. Don't hesitate if you have questions. We are available in LinkedIn or by mail. And if you have time, don't hesitate to share our website. But yes, thank you, and don't hesitate if needed.
Yeah.
And we can put some music maybe.
Yeah. Before that, like, super thank you guys for sharing your time and like your energy and effort in doing this. It was really lovely, and I think a lot of people really appreciated that you did even the Q&A and really took us through your experience and your tips. That's really, really helpful. And I hope, like, as they mentioned, please check out their website, guys, if ever, and if you have any questions, like, yeah, just drop them a note. They're super generous and lovely people. And if you also want to host like one of these sessions, don't hesitate to get in touch with me. And yeah, just share your feedback with us as well. That would be really, really great. And thank you guys thank you for joining, for everyone for sharing their time. And I hope it was inspiring for you guys. And now it's time to party. think I was on mute. That's for it. I'm done. But I guess we'll leave the room open. I'll also keep some music on if you guys want to stay on, and if Ben and Jeremy are up for it and are also open with taking questions, I'll just leave the room open. But thanks so much for joining, guys. Thank you.
Thank you.
Oh, yeah.
Thanks. I think we were a bit ahead of time. Let me leave the music open. Thank you. Benjamin Jeremy, you want to say something? I think I love how the people are saying, but like, yeah.
No, I have no idea, but we like to see the people putting some LinkedIn profile for networking.
If
And
only this,
yeah,
if only these were
sorry.
like real drinks, that would have been lovely.
Yeah,
Okay, I am
can.
going to take a beer.
Oh man, yeah, now you're talking. Hi, Zenya. Hello. Hello.
We need the recording also when you will be available. Some people asked us the recording if they
Yeah,
couldn't join, but yeah,
of course,
great.
of course. Let me send it over after, and
Yeah, no problem.
I'll actually like some people were also asking if they can get access to the boards. I don't know if that's fine with you guys. Oh, that's cool. Okay,
Yeah,
cool,
for sure, for
cool.
sure. They can. You can just share
The Miro
the
link.
URL.
Okay,
Yes,
then that's awesome. I'll send it in
yes. You
the.
can put in the event.
Okay, cool, cool.
For sure, for sure.
And then I'll also share with you guys if you want some of the gifts and stuff. Or I'll make assets so you can also like use it for promotions or whatever. But it was really cool. I didn't. It was my first time doing a more technical sort of workshop, and people were really getting technical with their questions around the tools. I didn't quite expect that. That was cool. Hmm?
They're on their
Yeah.
website too. Must use you guys for
When you want, then yeah.
But probably even this board somehow we'll put it on the virtual workshop design, I guess.
Yeah.
The museum.
No, it's just so cool. I just went to your website, right? Because it's amazing what you guys have created, and I'm so sorry that I didn't get to understand this earlier, because I'm doing a workshop tomorrow with 50 people, and I'm like, I'm just mind blown. Like, I should totally have done this, but we'll do a more low-key version tomorrow, and then the next time.
Okay, Ben is available this night if you need. He has 3 hours to spend. No?
Unfortunately, tonight it's going to be hard. But yeah, don't hesitate. But 50, I think it's going to be good. Don't make something too complicated anyway. If they are not used, they are 50. But are you alone to facilitate, or?
I have help, right? But I'm the only one who tried to use Butter, and this is actually my first time using Miro. But I think I'm gonna try and do like an icebreaker with the LinkedIn profile. So I think I'm gonna borrow and promote you guys, maybe the Alps, and saying, hey, we can't go travel, so let's go skiing here in Miro. And then have everyone for the first 5 minutes share their LinkedIn profile, so everyone can see who's in the room, or at least I think that's simple, and I feel confident that I can make that happen.
It's a good idea, yeah. You can use the app if you want, but yeah, LinkedIn profile is always working most of the time, because it's quite easy to do. But sometimes you really need to explain how to copy paste their URL, so they are going to put LinkedIn or their profile, but usually it goes well. Just specify go on your profile and then copy paste. Otherwise, you will see the LinkedIn feed.
Okay. Good point. Thank you.
In case they ask, because even if it's easy, sometimes that's the trick. You have to over-explain, and then usually it's great.
Yeah, maybe I should actually write it down. So I'm going to say it, and then I'm also going to post it in the chat saying step 1, 2, 3, right?
Yeah.
Go to LinkedIn, find your profile, copy paste your specific unique profile link, and then okay, that's a good idea. I'll do that.
But that's the way to do, because you should really not guess that people knows how to do, because if they don't know, they might not ask, but they will not do it, and then there's a bad mood, So over-explain.
Exactly. That's very nice.
And we didn't do it for this workshop. Actually, we should have let's try to make a post-it sticky first. We didn't do it. But yeah, supposed to do this.
Actually, guys, we also have like other workshops. Just let us know, like anything like this. If you plan on doing it continuous as well, let us know so we can, because there's a lot of people who seem to be quite interested in what you do, so we can also like promote it somewhere. At least I can mention it to the community we're trying to build. That would be super.
Yeah, definitely. We'd be happy to share the news about what you guys are doing. It's awesome.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I think you guys are connected already on LinkedIn, right? Or no? Let me also just.
I think I'm checking.
And
we can become. Okay, I can tell that someone is so kind to make me dinner now, so I'm gonna run. But thank you. Okay. Take care.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Good luck.
Bye.